another amazing day. This week has been crazy. I'm going to share my trades of today and also one trade that I didn't take. As I said here, we could target some other area deeper or even this week low. But, well, I'm not greedy. I want to make some art and then I want to chill and enjoy the rest of the day. So this is all about freedom, isn't it? We're all seeking freedom. So the less time we spend at the charts and the more money we can make, the better, right? That's why I took my profits all here. And I'm very glad I did. Basically, if you took a look at my outlooks this morning, as usual, I'm going to show you. So on the daily, there's not much to add because after reacting to this supply, prices keep dropping, either to now form a break of structure or to mitigate something above, either some supply above or even break the structure and then come to break the demand. Then on the 4 hour, we saw that price reacted to the equilibrium and then boom, came all the way down, tapped deeper. Just a second, let me increase this. It tapped deeper on the 4 hour demand. And so now price just can drop from here, depending on the zones that we see on lower time frames, or it can still come to mitigate something above before dropping and breaking structure. On the 15-minute, what do we have? Well, we have a very important zone that fell down after we tapped the equilibrium of the 4 hour lag. Then we reacted up and we came to mitigate this supply over here. And so if we're following mitigations and we're following supply chains, the most probable zone is going to be this to drop. So if this provides me lower time frame confluences, I'll take it. If not, I'll wait for a supply above. But what happened on the 1 minute? Well, on the 1 minute, we had the confluences we needed. So now I'm going to hide all these call outs. By the way, if you want to check a look at all these call outs to check the trade later, this trade is also on Team Trades, okay? In Team Trades channel, you can check it there. So yeah, let me hide all this. And now let's play PA so you may know what I was expecting. First tap of the 15-minute supply, right? I waited to see if there was going to be a chalk. So this is currently my high, right? If I was waiting for a chalk, this would be my low. So I would only trade if price came and do this. Boom, 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 boom. But as you see, price never broke this low. What do? Well, I delete this low because this is not the low anymore. I still have this high because it's the same. And now I have a new low. Which one is it? Well, it's this one, right? This I consider as a whole demand before the break of structure. So if we see carefully here, obviously this is on the 1 minute and we need to train our eyes to see this quickly, but we actually have a reaction to this demand and then a failure, right? So this for me is a flip. So if this is a flip, now we have two zones that we can enter, right? We can enter here, we can enter here. Normally, what I tend to do all the time, use the buy to sell candle before the break. So if we see, this is the zone I'm looking for. I didn't play this because in my opinion, this is not clear to me. It didn't form a clear pullback so I could trade here. So in these cases, it's always safer to take the extremes. And that's what I did. So no zone for me here. This was the supply I had. And so this is where I placed my entry. Obviously, attention, I only placed this entry after this break. So I wouldn't be tagged in here because I only placed the entry after. Price did what? Price came to mitigate the entry. And see this. If I was waiting for this little candle here because I'm too greedy to take the whole buy to sell zone, look what would happen. I wouldn't be tagged in here. What happens next? There's a boss, right, of this low. Because if we see swing structure of the 1 minute, of course, price came down and it only broke here, right? So this, at the moment, is my swing low of the 1 minute, right? So if this is my swing low, I have a break of structure here that confirms that price broke it. And here we also have, this may be considered a demand. Look what happened to this demand. Price reacted to it. Now it actually did a good pullback, a significant pullback that formed the new zone to enter, and then it failed. So here we have a second flip. So this is my new supply. Why didn't I enter on this one? Because if you see the trades I'd taken, I didn't enter on this one. Why? Well, because in order for me to enter on the next mitigation, I need to have the one before at break even. I may miss some moves, yes. This is a risk management I do in order to lose less. Because imagine price reverses to mitigate deeper the supply or whatever, because we know that may happen. Instead of having only one loss here, I would have two losses already. If the previous trade is already break even, so the max that can happen to me is minus 1R instead of minus 2R, right? So the risk I take is always the same. This is my trade. What do? 1.5 pips and boom. By the way, what were my targets? Well, my targets was going to be this 15-minute demand over here that you'll see. This one was the one that caused all this bullish aggressive momentum up. So this is a significant demand. As you see, 10R. So 10R there. Here you have 11R. And let's see what price did next. Price mitigated this zone and start dropping. Ooh, price reacted to something here. What did it react to? It reacted to this candle, right? Let's see what price does next. Price could stop some of you if you didn't cover the highs. So it's always safer to cover the highs, right? The reality is with a 1.5 pip stop loss, it would have kept you in. But it's always safer to cover the highs. As Albi says, please cover the highs and make sure you won't be tagged off just because of that. This caused a flip, right? Look at this. Price reacted to this demand. It came to mitigate the supply further and boom, it failed. So what do we have now? Now we have a new zone to trade from. This whole buy to sell, right? You can place a trade here and leave it open, or you can wait to see what price is going to do. So what price did? Price then came to mitigate this demand over here. And then it caused the failure, right? So in this case, what did I do? I was seeing that maybe price is not coming to mitigate this zone because price may leave some unmitigated zones, right? So now what I have is I have this extreme that caused the failure. But this for me was a decisional. Why? Because look at this. We swept liquidity. This candle swept liquidity. So for me, this is a decisional entry. I was willing to take here an entry in order to make some more R's, especially because I was already risk-free from this one. Look, I always take parcels at 4 and look. So this one is already risk-free. So I could take another entry here. And that's what I did. I took another entry here. I removed this limit here. And I placed another entry here on the extreme because price can always come to mitigate the extreme, right? Normally I use until there is 2 pips of stop loss. Normally I use either 1, 1.5 or 2. But the average stop loss that I use it's mainly 2 pips, okay? But when I can leave a buffer with a 1.5 pips, well, then I use the 1.5 pips. So yeah, look what happened next. Ooh, got stopped out here, But I'm okay. It's part of the business. Like this decisional could take me down 5R, or it could just smack me in the face, as it did. So yeah, no worries. I took a loss here. I admit it. What happened next? Boom. It came to mitigate this limit and continue dropping. As if you see closely, the price came to mitigate this extreme over here, that price left unmitigated. I had a 1.5 pip stop loss, and that managed to keep me in. But I'm not going to say that this was very, very accurate, because I think, in my opinion, is that price came to mitigate this wick over here, right? That was an unmitigated extreme, to then come all the way down. So I was happy that price kept me in. Either way, what I would have is one break even here and two losses here if this wouldn't work out. But for the risk reward that we're trying to get, this always compensates, right? And it makes total sense in the terms of following mitigations and high probability zones. Boom. It smashed my take profit. As you see, price continued dropping, and yeah, you could have targeted something else, right? But the thing is, when we start being greedy, that's when mistakes start to happen. Because look, at 9 a.m. in London time, I'm done for the day at 9 a.m. So I want, if I'm a full-time trader, I can do whatever I want for the rest of the day. If I stay here with my take profit further away, what will happen is I'm going to admit, if I have an open trade, I have the thing to check it all the time. So what do? I set take profits on significant zones, because price could have also reversed here. Well, I would be with 2 break-evens and minus 1R instead of 20R. So I would be losing. It was quite easy to take this trade. It was quite clean. And that's what we should all seek for. Clean PA, because if there is a clean PA, it left you with no questions, because it's so clear that you say, I gotta hit it. That's it, boys and girls. I hope you have a wonderful day, and let's enjoy this weekend the max we can. I hope you enjoyed this video and this recap. I hope you understand it. I hope it's clear and simple to understand. And yes, have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.